Okay, I'm pretty sure we are now live. Here we go. So, good morning, everybody, and welcome. And I'm back with another client success interview. And man, I'm so proud to share this guy's story. He's done an amazing job. This is Josh. Say hello, mate.
Hey.
And you guys who are watching live, feel free to comment, say hello, or if you're watching this on replay, give Josh some love. He's done so good. I know lots of his group fitness members have lots of respect for him and what he's done in his transformation. And we want to talk about his success story today. I'm going to ask him a few questions and kind of share his perspective on what's really worked for him in the hope that it inspires someone else out there, right? And so first of all, Josh has been in our group fitness program now for roughly probably just around 6 months, I'd say now, when you did the 6-week challenge, maybe a little bit less even. And he's achieved some remarkable results. So, mate, tell me, before you get into those results, what actually prompted you to kick off with us in the first place?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. Yeah, especially with COVID, just seem to just get stuck in that rut. I've got a lot of kids, and we were sort of always on the go with trainings and different things. So it keeps you pretty active. But when COVID hit, I think the fact that you were getting home and literally not doing anything anymore, and probably, like, you know, a lot of us was drinking a lot more, like not stupidly, but just you sort of got home and there was not much else, and it was like, yeah, why not have a few beers? And it sort of got into that routine. And yeah, surprisingly, like you say, I think my mind still thinks I'm younger because I do play soccer with a lot of younger people. But I think especially when you get over 40, I think it stacks on really quick. And yeah, it's a lot harder to get off. So yeah, got to that point where, you know, you start getting to the high 80s and 90s, and I'm not a tall guy, and I seem to be able to hide it well, but when you're jumping on the scales, it's not a good thing. And I try and play soccer here and there, but it's never enough to try and to do that. So just come across the ad in Facebook about, you know, the 6-week challenge, and it was sort of something that I wanted to make myself do. It's probably a commitment thing. I've sort of never backed out of a challenge, and especially if you sign up for something, for me personally, it makes you want to do it, and I'm not one to have half a go, you know. So yeah. But in saying that, the morning thing, I think I've always been that person that drove past those boot camps and going, oh, these guys are idiots. Why would you want to do that first thing in the morning? And
you're an idiot.
And you'd be stuffed for the rest of the day. But it's amazing, you know, once you get into it, once you get over that first few weeks of the soreness and getting the body used to it, it's funny enough, like me being a builder, pretty physically demanding some days. So to actually feel more energy after, even though you've done a really hard workout, it's something that unless you do it, you don't really know. Because I was very skeptical of doing the morning workout, and be like, oh, I'm worn out, got to go home now, don't feel like going to work. So
totally, mate. Makes sense, right? You got to give energy to get energy sometimes, and you found your niche and what works for you. So it's awesome. Tell us about some of the results you've achieved along the way, mate, that have really stuck out.
Yeah, so one of the biggest thing was obviously the weight loss. Weight loss obviously comes with the looks too. If you start losing weight, you look better. And funny enough, we don't have like permanent mirrors and that set up at home. We've just in the middle of renovation, so we've got big mirrors sitting around the house. So it's funny enough, you sort of tend to look at yourself a lot in the mirrors and stuff, and just not happy with that look thing. And so the weight thing, and having a lot of younger kids and active, and they all play soccer too as well, so you want to be out there kicking the ball around and obviously not be like, oh, hang on, I'm too tired, I can't do that. Oh, I'm just going in. So yeah, the weight loss is the biggest thing. So to be sort of close to 90 odd kilos plus, on my height was, it's still, I still look at it and think, yeah, I don't know how, I didn't look stupidly, overweight, but yeah, it was the point of, I'd always sort of been mid 80s, and then when it sort of gets to that point, it was like, oh, but now to be, I can't remember the last time I was in the 70s. So to be, it's still high 70s, but yeah, to be in the 70s at the moment, I'm still looking for that more now. I've got that zing. Don't want to miss a class. Want to try and push every class. Yeah, it's some of the days that the Wednesday's probably pushing it. Do the morning and afternoon, and then do a full 2-hour session at soccer. And I never win because I'm always with the young guys, and I'm always stuffed. And I never let on that I've already done the 2 classes. I just like to push myself and make out that I'm just here fresh like everyone else. So. But yeah, the biggest thing is, and it's helped with surfing. I've noticed I've been able to get back on some of my older boards that I never thought, weight wise, that I'd be able to ride. Yeah, so to be 70s is massive, and like you say, I was sort of looking in the mirror all the time now, and it's funny enough, sometimes it's one of those things you can't sort of stop jumping on the scales and looking at the numbers going, oh, it keeps going down. So, yeah, it's good. Like I say, just got energy. It got to a point there where, especially COVID, it's like you say, you're drinking and stuff, and then you're worn out and drinking a lot of energy drinks just to try and keep you pepped up a bit here and there. And now, like you say, I'm lucky to drink an energy drink a week, where you're sort of drinking one a day just to try and, yeah. So it's massive.
Oh, huge, mate. Huge. And the last question I want to ask you is, like, we've kind of touched on a couple of things already. Like, how has those results you've achieved, especially with the weight loss of 13 kilos, like, how has that really impacted some of the other things in your life? You mentioned surfing. You mentioned, obviously, nutritionally, you mentioned you got more energy. Are they the biggest things that stand out for you at the moment, Josh, in terms of like what you've really noticed in terms of how it's impacted your day-to-day living, I guess you'd say?
Yeah, especially like being builder, and I do a lot of tiling, and
yeah,
a lot of tight spaces, up and down roofs, different things, and just I've noticed just the flexible side and a lot of crouching and kneeling with tiling, where before, every time I seemed to crouch and everything, it used to be like, oh, you're pushing it, where now I'm not even really feeling it. And I have had a lot of problems with my back over the years too, and especially getting out of bed in the morning. I'm getting straight up. I used to have to sort of do a bit of a stretch and try and get the back going, and now I'm just sort of getting out, and it's massive, especially with the back, and I think that comes with having that core strength, and yeah, but and probably using a lot of those exercises that I'd probably never even done in my life. I'd never really done a squat in my life, and burpees, they were always that for, but it's getting a lot easier, and I can see the rewards massively at soccer. I'm doing it easy compared to some of the younger guys, and like I say, some of these days I'm training twice a week before I go. So as far as that, yeah, it's massive work. Like I say, my being physically demanding, it's great.
Dude, mate, it's so good, mate. It's so good to hear. And just on behalf of us and the trainers, man, we're just so proud of what you've been able to achieve and watching your progress from when you started. And it's really, you haven't been doing this a really long time. And so you've achieved a stack of progress in a really short time. You should be really proud of that, mate. Now it's just continue to roll on, sustain it, and just keep trying to find other areas of progress. But mate, you've done so well. Really happy for you. And we'll just keep turning up and crushing the workouts, being consistent. I'm sure you'll continue to see other benefits come along the way, mate. But thanks so much, man, for sharing your story. I know you're busy and you're parked in your car there. He's had to stop the car and do the Zoom. So that's commitment, isn't it? So thanks so much, mate, again. And you guys who have watched the video or replay or live, thank you for watching. Feel free to give some love to Josh in the comment box. And we'll see you all again next time. But for now, we'll see you soon. Thanks, Josh. Cheers, mate.
Awesome. No worries. Thank you.
All right. Have a good weekend, buddy, and see you guys later. All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks, mate.